This is the midpoint formula, and most books don't give a notation for midpoint formula, but we're going to put an M here because I think if you label it and use it, then it makes it easier for you to know what you're doing rather than just this random formula that we pull out of nowhere. So this formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, written as a point because it is the midpoint, the point between 2 points. So if this is x1, y1, and this point up here is x2, y2, wherever it may be, your midpoint logically is the middle point. That means it would be somewhere about in here, the midpoint. So think about the fact that if your answer is smaller than both x's or larger than both x's, it's the wrong one because it has to be in the center here. Your midpoint has to be the middle of the 2 points. So keep that in mind. Also, it's the average. That's what the first plus the second divided by 2. There are 2 pieces of data, so your midpoint is the average of the 2 pieces of data. The directions will say find the midpoint between 2 points. So let's do one. It says find the midpoint between, and you'll always be given 2 points logically. Let me get some space here. So let's say the 2 points are 3, 4. Let's make this number 1, 3, 4, and 7, negative 2. So the first thing you should do is write your formula. If you write your formula, first of all, you're more likely to learn it. Secondly, you won't forget as many pieces, and you tend to put things in the proper places when you do it right underneath where it's labeled. Before you continue, you should label your points. So a lot of students do this better to label x1, y1, x2, y2. You know that's what it is, but you ever stuck it in the wrong place on accident? So that'll help deter that. So x1 would be 3 plus x2 is 7 over 2, and y1 is 4 plus y2 is negative 2 over 2. So then our midpoint, I ran out of space down there. Our midpoint would be 3 plus 7 is 10, divided by 2 is 5, and 4 plus negative 2 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. And that's our midpoint. Now, if you think about it, 5 is between 3 and 7, and 1 is between 4 and negative 2. So that's always a good start. Let's do one more. So now we're going to find the midpoint between, the directions say find the midpoint between, and let's say for number 2, negative 5, 3, and 6, 7. So write your midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 all over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 all over 2. It is a point. It is the midpoint. And pause the video and do the problem, and then come back and work through it with me. So pause the video. All right, so when we come back, I'm going to label this x1, y1, and x2, y2. So then my midpoint would be x1 is negative 5, plus x2 is 6 all over 2, y1 is 3, plus y2 is 7 all over 2. Now negative 5 plus 6 is 1, so our answer is 1/2. And 3 plus 7 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. Apparently I like that pair today. All right, well, 1 is between, 1/2 is between negative 5 and 6, and 5 is between 3 and 7, so that checks out, and life is good. All right, have a great day.